This is an echo of an echo. I am fading fast, yet words long to be spoken. If I am to reach the zenith, I must make definite in my form. This is an echo of an echo. Judges 16. Once Samson went to Gaza, they kept quiet all night, thinking, "Let us wait until the light of the morning, then we will kill him." Then at midnight he rose up, took hold of the doors of the city gate and the two posts, pulled them up, bar and all, and put them on his shoulders, and carried them to the top of the hill that is in front of Hebron. After this, he fell in love with a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. The lords of her Philistines came to her and said to her, "Coax him and find out what makes his strength so great, and how we may overpower him, so that we may bind him in order to subdue him, and we will each give you 1,100 pieces of silver." So Delilah said to Samson, "Please, tell me what makes your strength so great, so that one could subdue you." Samson said to her, "If they bind me with 7 fresh bowstrings that are not dried out, then I shall become weak and be like anyone else." Then the lords of the Philistines brought her 7 fresh bowstrings that had not dried out, and she bound with him. "The Philistines are upon you, Samson!" But he snapped the bowstrings as a strand of fiber snaps when it touches fire, so the secret of his strength was not known. Then Delilah said to Samson, "You have mocked me and told me lies. Please, tell me how you could be bound." He said to her, "If they bind me with new ropes that have not been used, then I shall become weak, and like anyone else. The Philistines are upon you, Samson." Then Delilah said to Samson, "Until now you have mocked me and told me lies. Tell me, how could you be bound?" He said to her, "If you weave the 7 locks of my head with the web and make it as tight with the pin, then I shall become weak and be like anyone else. The Philistines are upon you, Samson." But he awoke from his sleep and pulled away the pin, his loom, and the web. Then she said to him, "How can you say I love you when your heart is not with me? You have mocked me 3 times now, and you have not told me what makes your strength so great." Finally, after she had nagged him with her words day after day and pestered him, he was tired to death. So he told her his whole secret and said to her, "A razor has never come upon my head, for I have been a Nazarite to God from my mother's womb. If my head were shaved, then my strength would leave me. I would become weak and just like anyone else." When Delilah realized that he had told her his whole secret, he sent and called the lords of the Philistines, saying, "This time come up, for he has told us the whole secret to me." Then the lords of the Philistines came to her and brought the money in her hands. She let him fall asleep on her lap, and she called a man and had him shave off the 7 locks of his head. He began to weaken, and his strength left him. Then she said, "The Philistines are upon you, Samson." When he awoke from his sleep, he thought, "I will go out as at the other times and shake myself free." But he did not know that the Lord had left him. So the Philistines seized him and gouged out their eyes. They brought him down to Gaza and bound him with bronze shackles. And he ground at the mill in the prison, but the hair of his head began to grow again after it had been shaved. Verbum, caro, factum est.